Hey, hey. Hi, guys. All right. Leos, just FYI, you guys will be getting another video tomorrow because I recorded you one and it won't finish processing. So you guys have to wait until tomorrow. But you were slated for one today and I didn't want to cheat you out of that. So here we go. Leo, we have a Three of Cups. I don't know who is wearing um their like smoking jacket here. This comes across like this feels decidedly masculine, and they are somebody who is thinking heavily about, I would very much like to see Leo, but I want to look really good because this is almost like somebody who's got all this facial treatment on and they're dyeing their hair. This feels like a divine masculine who wants to see Leo, but they want to look younger. I distinctly have this image of somebody who's dyeing their hair to take the gray out. And they could be like trying to do something to like remove wrinkles or something as well. I don't know why they think it matters so much what they look like, but that's kind of a crazy. Also, I don't know if they have vision problems. Maybe they were feeling old. Like I have to wear glasses and my hair is gray and I have wrinkles, and that's not how Leo's going to have remembered me. And if I go see Leo in the upcoming future, I want them to remember me the way I used to look. It feels like a masculine is trying to, you know, get getting their facial expressions and, getting themselves looking fancy, looking youthful. Four of Coins, they definitely are like, I don't know why they think Leo is going to like recoil from them if they look different. This is such a weird message. Hierophant, they know damn well Leo wouldn't see them in a different light. They have the intuition. They know this. Okay, this is clearly somebody who they still say, yes, but I have aged. I literally have aged. I don't know if they have gone through a ton of stress or what has happened here, but they appear to have aged. And in their mind, they're like, I know it won't matter to Leo, but I just can't help myself. Like it matters to me. Is this somebody who wants to marry Leo? Is that what this is all about? We saw the eye here on their little breast pocket here as well. Um, and I was thinking maybe their heart is open and so too is their third eye. But I was picturing it like they wear glasses for some reason, and they do have like weird goggle things on here as well. But it does come across like they perhaps, this is more about like them having an awakening, although it still seems like they're pretty focused on the more shallow concept when they know that that doesn't matter. Six of Wands, but we all have our ego, and this person really, they seem to want to look good for Leo. I don't know what this is about. If they see Leo as fresh faced and glorious and gorgeous, maybe Leo's a little bit younger than them or something, and they're like, Leo's aging so beautifully, Leo looks so good, and when I see Leo, I don't want them to recoil in horror at my wrinkles. I just feel like that is so lame when they know that that's not at all something to even consider or think about. I don't know if Leo has recently had to change a light bulb, and then discovered that their flashlights need batteries. This could be a little heads up. Not saying disaster is coming, but it's always nice and sensible to have a certain amount of like disaster preparedness. Have that tub that has batteries and flashlights and some tin cans of food and some, just like the emergency blankets, things like that. I feel like Leo needs to, I don't know, like check something that they have stored away, because this feels like they're going to need a torch. But it also just says be practical, be pragmatic as a whole. Something here also about somebody who's changed money into like gold or silver lately, as again a more practical or pragmatic way to like store financial abundance. Look, there's nothing here that says anything negative. It's just these little side notes on these cards are making me look at things and go, and maybe this isn't Leo needing to do it. Maybe this is, Leo or somebody in Leo's life who does that kind of stuff, like they're prepared for anything. We've all got that one friend or that one, uncle or something who's like, they love to show off their Swiss Army knife and all of their, different things for I can survive in the woods on, nothing but whatever tree roots. I did it for 7 days once. They might test themselves and do stuff like that. I'm not laughing at it. I'm just saying it feels like this is not a major part of the story, but just a side note, specific detail. Maybe it was Leo's dad. Maybe Leo's father figure like trained Leo how to be like really like, like a good Boy Scout, Girl Scout, whatever. Because we see like a father figure possibly like, all right, we're gonna go out into the woods all weekend, and we're not bringing anything with us other than bare minimum, and we're gonna like you're gonna learn all this personal confidence that survival skills. It does feel like with those double sixes, this feels like how they see Leo. Like Leo is freaking awesome. Leo has a personal confidence that came from, I'm gonna say, being able to do things for themselves. Yael, hi, babe. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. So nice to see you, babe. Marina's Luminosity, thank you for being here. Alicia, hi, sweetheart. Nikki O, thank you guys. Come play with me. Thanks so much. Okay, we have a 10 of Cups. This person thinks beautiful things about Leo. They definitely, if they are preparing to see Leo sometime in the future, I do think that they could be a bit of a perfectionist. I do feel like this is somebody who wants to marry Leo. I do think that they are starting by preparing their physical features to see Leo. I feel like this person, I'm not saying that they're like, wow, I've dated everybody else. Now I'm finally just, worn out and I want to come home and just have it like a nice, cuddly, slow, low key life with Leo. I'm not saying it like that at all, but I am going to say they seem to be a bit road weary. They would like somebody that they can stay with permanently for great happiness, a kind of calmer, more loving kind of happiness, something deeper, something where it's like, I hope Leo will want the kind of 10 of Cups where it's like, and a long-term commitment and a marriage. This is somebody who, whatever has been a struggle for them in their life, they don't want to struggle in a relationship. And they really are like in their soul, they're in a place of greater peace. They want, no matter what age bracket they're in, they may wish that they could have had children with Leo, or they may still be open, like we could adopt. They may actually want to be like in this case, we'll say a father figure. They may want to like imagine what it would be like to raise a family with Leo. And this could be ironic only because we've described them as somebody who's very concerned with their aging process. But it's almost like if I had just met you, because I'm hearing that song. Is it Lumineers? I wish I knew you when I was young. It just feels like if life had been different, they could have seen like, hey, if I had met Leo when we were, 19 and 20, and we could have gotten married and we would have had a whole family. But I don't think that that's the way the storyline went. But it's almost like they wish they could recapture that. And maybe that's the emphasis on, I wish that we had more youthful years together, because I would have loved to have had children with Leo. I would have loved to have decorated a nursery. I would have loved to have been, a papa to Leo's and my little one. Maybe Leo is still at, like in a place in their life where they would want to bear children, or like I say, I don't know. It just feels like they want the whole thing. We have the Chariot and we have the Ace of Cups. They want, I'm not saying that this makes life simple, but they want the simpler life where it's like, I come home to my Leo and my house is filled with, beautiful sights and sounds and smells. This is not somebody who wants to be solo. This is not somebody who wants some high power career path that takes them away. They're not looking for validation from, career energy. They want a family. That is their mentality right now. And they may picture exactly what kind of a house they'd like to live in. They may want French doors. They may want to live in a particular area where it's just like a more peaceful, more like smaller town energy. You can walk down to the local little tiny grocery store, or you actually buy things, at the local outdoor market. This kind of has like a Portugal feel to me. I don't know. It just feels like they want a different lifestyle now. And I don't know if that's who they were in the past, but they also feel like Leo has this contentedness and this self-assuredness. It's very, very attractive to them. Like that's how this comes across. So we have Justice. By the way, we also had Cancer in here, and now we're bringing in some Libra energy. And we had Taurus because of that Hierophant. So they could be any of those zodiacs, perhaps. They did start out with that Three of Cups, so they could also be water energy. But this feels like it's somebody who thinks that they actually did Leo wrong. I feel like this is the steps to the courthouse where I should have married Leo. Maybe they actually wanted to impulsively marry Leo at some point in time, and they're like, everything was right. Even if it would have felt spur of the moment, somehow it would have been very romantic. I mean, I almost think, I don't know why it feels like there was a moment that they were with Leo where it was almost like it was so much on the tip of their tongue. Let's go get married. And it could have been very sudden, and it could have been something that the reality of that, knowing that that's what they wanted and would have absolutely done in that moment. But the flip side of that is they couldn't do that. And that's where the injustice comes from. What does that mean? The Moon, they hid something from Leo. Oh, no. No. Five of Swords, something that later became a ruckus fight. Like this was not good. Whatever they hid, either Leo got pissed saying, I feel like you're hiding something from me. Two of Pentacles, are you juggling me with somebody else? Did they have babies? Did they have family elsewhere? Are you juggling me with the life and the kids you already have elsewhere? Page of Wands, all I can say is Leo felt like they were being juggled. Whether they ever had confirmation on that or not in a clear sense, I don't think so, because the Moon was still sideways. We never had full clarity nor full occlusion about something, but it definitely prompted a fight between Leo and this person. And it was about the juggling. And all I can say is it prompted Leo to leave. Leo was like, and I'm single as a cat. I'm doing whatever I want. I'm out. I'm done. And Leo may have immediately dedicated themselves to like adventure, hobbies, maybe taking some trips, going to see some natural, landscapes or some national parks or something. But Leo was all of a sudden just like, I'm not even going to be juggled at all. Like this isn't happening. And again, with that sense of Leo being very self-sufficient and a survivor and somebody who stands on their own 2 feet, I could see Leo just like bouncing. And it's like, that's it, I'm out. And yeah, I'm not sticking around. But it was a deep disappointment with that Four of Cups. I feel like Leo has progressively gotten more houseplants, which I think is a great thing. But you notice we went from just like 1 or 2 in the background to like 15. And it's like, my plants grow so good, but I guess not a relationship or something. I have to say there is an element that is that lamenting that concept that comes up in the other Leo video that I won't be able to release until tomorrow for you guys. It's a different storyline on one hand, but that concept is in the other one as well, which I think is interesting because I didn't use this deck in the other one. We have the Sun in the reverse. We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. And it's crazy because Leo's like, I know that I'm not even that wounded, but somehow I'm still just a bit salty over this. I'm not the person with the struggles or the problems. And yet it still took away some of my shine. It took away some of my happiness, even though what I should say is, well, if somebody juggles me, I don't want them anyway. And I know that I don't, but it's still just such a damn disappointment. That's how it feels. And I'm guessing it's probably because maybe Leo also felt a really strong pull toward this person. I don't know. Leo, were you like, I was head over heels for them too? Oh, Leo goes, no, I was obsessed with them. They were real good in the sack. I don't know if Leo's saying that to protect their heart and say, no, it was a very sensual connection. But you know what? How is it that you would fall for somebody who's juggling you? Like, those are deal breakers. I'm not going to say that I was, they were in love with me and I was in love with them when it was super toxic. So instead, I'm going to call it what it was. I really wanted them. They really wanted me. But if they couldn't do right by me, and if we had to have a big old argument because it felt like they were juggling me, no, I'm not going to call that, oh, it was love. I think Leo's just a little bit of a salty realist right now. Not because they're actually mad, but because they refuse to like rewrite history and make it something with rose-colored glasses. So instead, they're like throwing sand in their eyes instead of like, I don't know what the opposite is of wearing rose-colored glasses. Like, there's probably no need to be that brutal about this. But Leo kind of has a bit of a like there. I would just say that it's a damn shame. Like, there was no reason for this. And I think that comes through in this storyline. They're mostly like, it never should have been like this. So no, it was freaking toxic. I wasn't head over heels in love with them, because how could I be if they're juggling me, or I have to argue and fight with, what are you hiding from me? I'm not going to call that the person I was madly in love with. I just think this is Leo rejecting the softer side of things because they're like, that's not how it was. So I won't pretend it. Seven of Swords in the reverse. I refuse to lie to myself. However, Leo does say, but yeah, at one point I was sure I was supposed to marry them. And you know what? I must have been just obsessed with them because I really wanted to marry that person. It's interesting, right? How Leo can say the exact, two halves of this. Again, I think that's so relatable, how you can absolutely love somebody and say, no, it was such a freaking mess, which means, no, I couldn't possibly say that they were the one I was supposed to be with, because that's none of the things that were on my checklist of how I want things to be. I want somebody honest and, reliable, and somebody who doesn't feel like they're juggling me. But did I want to marry them? Yeah. But, two things can be true at the same time. So Leo is basically saying it was toxic and I thought they were the one for me. Yes. No wonder that's really disappointing. All right, character, you got to do something to fix this, and you better do it fast. Get your face mask off. Quit worrying about what you look like and worry a hell of a lot more about the substance of this, because Leo thought you played him, you juggled him, and yet you want to marry this Leo. You did this Leo an injustice. How are you going to fix it, and how fast are you going to fix it? Because I'm fed up waiting around for you. We got the Lovers, we got the Six of Swords. Sorry, but I got to wrap up this storyline also. Otherwise, we got to go to a part 2. Well, apparently my impatience with their behavior has made them step up their game, because we have them. They are older than Leo. They are gray-haired, or silver fox. Lovers card to the Six of Swords. They are going to do their damnedest to get Leo back and hope that they can get Leo to fall in love with them again. They want to have kids with Leo. They want that whole family. We have the Hermit. We end with the Virgo energy. And of course, we had Gemini here as well. This looks like it's going to be breathless anticipation while they wait to see what does Leo want anything to do with them. All I can say is that they are listening to their angels, their guides that say, I just need to go and love my Leo. And if I can possibly, with the help of the angels, ask Leo to please move forward with me, please forgive me. Look, I don't know how they're going to wipe away, I was kind of juggling you. Maybe they had young kids still, and they were like, I had to still be there for my kids. I should never have, maybe not informed you of the whole thing. But it doesn't feel like they were two-timing Leo. It feels like there had to have been kids that they had a responsibility to. And that still may not be enough to fix this or change Leo's perspective, but they're going to have to wait and see what does Leo have to say. I don't know what Leo's going to say. They may need to sit with that and think it over for a bit. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Lightning Cast, Angie Leo Queen, thanks so much, you guys. Sending you guys lots of love. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm backtracking. Nor A. Oh, sweetheart, your kitty cat Bella has internal bleeding. I am so sorry, honey. Of course, I will keep you guys both in my heart. I am so sorry. Will they, be able to do something for her? Did they come up with a treatment plan, or did they identify what's going on? I am so sorry, honey. You know how I feel about my Aries, and so I'm just putting myself in your shoes right now, and my heart absolutely is there with you right now. I'm so sorry, my love. Please, if it's not too much trouble, please do give us an update when you find out a little bit more, okay? But I'll be thinking of you until then. Sending you lots of love, and Bella, of course. You guys, thank you so much for being here. All right. I'll see you guys again soon. Lightning kiss you, Angel. I think I think everybody here is just so incredibly supportive. Okay, so you're waiting for blood tests. Okay. Well, that's wonderful though. That means that they got the ball rolling and you'll get some answers soon. I'm so happy just because, it's hard to wait and not know, it's better to get a plan going. So I'm really happy to at least hear that. Yeah, please do, if you think of it tomorrow, if you have energy tomorrow or something when you get those results back, please do let us know because I know I won't be the only one thinking about you. But in the meantime, I hope you get a little bit of rest and get your mind off some of the stresses. Send you so much love. Marina's luminosity, you are so sweet. Yael, hi babe. So nice to see you tonight, you guys. Such a lovely, gentle group. I'm so honored you guys are here. You really make such a nice community here. I'm so lucky. Masked Spectre, nice to see you, honey. Yamina, hi. I'm delighted you're here. El Sutras Skage? I'm so sorry. I know I just botched your name. I'm so sorry, but thank you for being here. Sarah Carr, Monkey Experiment, Raymar, Wandering Jess. Wonderful to see everyone. All right, you guys. Thank you so much, you guys. We love you too, Nora. We'll see you soon. Yael, I do sometimes have a mouth on me. Okay, I always have a mouth on me. I think Sassy Kate's not my alter ego. That's probably my real self, and this is my alter ego, the one I wish I was, the calmer one. You guys, thank you so much. Take care. I'll see you guys again shortly.